we have is your board configuration. And so what this is, the whole gist of what this does, it's gonna help focus you as the teacher, and it's gonna help focus the kid.
You should be choosing your higher level order questions from Art Costas's leveling of questions. You start from the gathering, the processing, and the application. So when you're asking your students those critical thinking questions that come from your hot questions, you can use this to guide you as your practice. We provided you with checking for understanding strips, and these will allow you to check for understanding on the spot, which we call formative assessment. We wanted the red to represent stop, I need more, yellow, slow down, I'm almost there, green, I got it, and you're going to teach the students that.
We have our manipulative station where we use our algebra tiles and our graphing boards when we're doing an activity. This is for group work. The rows of the classroom are arranged for differentiated instruction so they can have direct instruction, and then they can also move into groups of 4s or 6s or whatever the activity calls for. We have our station where they will turn in their work for each period and keep organized.
We have our smart board, and in addition to the smart board, if we can walk this way, we discovered your CPS chalkboards that interact with your smart board. And we have them in the boxes back there with all the pieces. We also have at this station, we have a math problem solving board with UPS, and we have one for each student so they can understand, plan, and solve, and check for their understanding on their problem. We also have our technology center set up if you need to have a student work on something on the computer.
These are the anchor charts along with our strategies, cold call, no opt-out, and right is right, and stretch it. And these are areas in which the students use in the class in order to problem solve and use their critical thinking skills. And they can refer to these posters as they are working, or if they're taking a quiz or doing an exit ticket to help remind them, to give them a visual representation.
So what this area is another place for you to actually be able to put anchor charts up back here. This would be content that you've already covered with your kids, so that would be the pregame. This game day would be what you're going over on that actual day, so this would be content that we're reviewing right now. Postgame would be like information that you've already reviewed and you want to keep coming back and the kids keep being able to actually go over it. If you look up around the room, we have verbs. These are verbs that you're going to actually find in your TEKS, in your scope and sequence. So this is what the kids are actually supposed to be able to do. Verify, formulate, compare, so on and so forth. So if the kids learn what these verbs actually mean, that's going to help them be more successful in their math class. This is actually an interactive word wall. You can actually erase it. And so those were words that we actually pulled from the readiness standards from your scope and sequence. So hopefully those are things that your kids have seen at some point in time. You can erase it and write other words up there.
We know data drives instruction. So for our purposes in this classroom, since we want to stay with the theme, this is our scoreboard. And so Miss Allen, as well as the rest of us, will help you come up with how we want to display data in here so it's effective for you as the teacher and effective for the students to know that data, so we can continue to move them forward in the learning so that they're successful with the goals that they have. So this is where we're going to display our data for our class.
That's your classroom.
Organization. Everything is very well organized. I love it. I love the colors, I love the scheme, and I love the sport. I'm a big football fan.
As you look around the room, you will see what has turned out to be the marriage between the teacher role and the learner's role in the classroom. And so through the model development here, we're able to readily and actively engage students for all modes of learning.
Everything just looks perfect. It's perfect.